play. And the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break. And the faker's gonna fake, baby. I'm just gonna shake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Just Cuz Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Roberts, as always, joined by my lovely co-host, Blake Roberts.
I'm lovelier.
And the boo you heard came from my awesome, way more cool than Blake, cousin Kyle.
Oh, that is the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Ah, shucks. Well, guys, let's just get right into it.
I guess I won't be giving you your birthday present.
I guess we're not getting right into it. All right, Blake, you want to go there?
I want to go there.
See, Blake, if you were cool, you would have already given him his present like I have. This is why I'm cooler than you.
That's true. Kyle, for those of you that don't know, as in Blake and everyone else who isn't me, gave me a Hulu subscription yesterday, and I watched the first half of Daddy's Home 2. It's a really good movie. You should check it out.
It was good. I've already seen it.
It's better than the first. Way better.
For
so
sure.
Far.
Enough with movie reviews. On to actual fantasy football.
Right. So with that, let's get into our updated power rankings.
Honestly, I think I would enjoy movie reviews a little more at this moment in time.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
So,
that's too bad. We'll talk about your fantasy team, Kyle.
Daddy's Home was a lovely balance between the heartfelt love of family and the comedy of dads just going crazy.
So who's won?
Number one, we have
Mel
no
Gibson
surprise.
clearly was the coolest in that movie. He's my number one.
So with that, the Mel Gibson of our league is 50 Shades of Slay at 7-1. No surprise there. Solid team.
Can I be Mark
really to
Wahlberg?
discuss.
How's your mother doing? Tell your mother hi for me.
Anyway, number two, we have You See Me Win again. Nothing really to debate there. I think I have him one spot higher. Okay.
I debate.
Fine. Why?
He's having he traded away all of his running back depth. Like he's having to rely on Austin Eckler and Melvin Gordon this week, which is no bueno.
1 week until Saquon comes back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't like his flex position, what he's going to have to stream there this year.
Yeah, I mean, the season is still fairly young, and odds are there will be another flex that'll
I definitely like his
out.
running backs. Those two running backs are probably like the best. It's definitely the best combo in the league for sure.
They make his team for sure. And DeAndre Hopkins. Don't forget.
Yeah, I'll just chime in
and
here.
Cooper Kupp on the way.
And say, I've learned that it doesn't matter how many good people you have. If you just have like a couple or 2 or 3 great people, you will dominate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. All right. So that was number 2 in our power rankings. Now to number 3, which is chronic bronchitis. Kyle has him one spot lower than me, and Blake arbitrarily has himself at number 2. So.
Which didn't get calculated into the rankings. FYI.
Right. Number 4 would be Jared's
I just
golf
think,
balls.
to campaign for myself a little bit, I just
No,
think like
nobody,
top to bottom.
No, nobody wants to hear this. There's too many campaigns.
I just feel like I have like the most complete team right now.
Right. Moving
Sure,
on.
Blake, you got the whole package. All right.
Thanks, Matt. That means a lot.
No, really, Matt. He's thanking you because you gave him that team.
Yeah, you really did. Thank you. Well, technically, he destroyed me in one trade, and then I destroyed him in a bigger trade later. So.
True.
So it's even.
I basically traded.
I don't think it came out even, but anyway.
I gave up Antonio Brown for Dalvin Cook, Marquise Goodwin, and Rams D.
Well, you got him back for even
all
cheaper.
Of which, yeah.
I didn't get him back for cheaper than that.
Well, no, but you got.
I literally have started Dalvin Cook twice, and he's gotten a combined 10 points. since week 2 when I did the trade.
Yes, and now Marquise Goodwin and the Rams defense are no longer on your team. So
And
Yeah.
so you had Sony
And Sony
Michel
Michel is
for
now
a half a
hurt
quarter.
for
That's
you.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So I think you ended up okay. Anyway, what's next? 4?
okay, so number 4. This is kind of a not a totally polarizing one, but it's still a little different. Jared's golf balls. Kyle, you have him 2. I have him 4. Blake, you have him 5. So me and Blake are kind of on the same page. You know, low end playoff contender. But Kyle, why do you have him at 2?
Here's my case. I understand records, as you can tell by my ridiculously high point total, do not necessarily account for a good team. But he does have the second best record, and he's like second in points on the season. And he still
Oh.
has Todd Gurley and Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. And just like I said earlier, sometimes you can have a crappy flex or RB2 or so maybe even sometimes
Or
both.
all of the above.
And still
or wide
be-
receiver 2.
and still be the second best team in the league, which apparently from this point to the beginning of the season he has been. So I can't really take that away from him, despite what I might think of some of his other starting players. So that's my
He just-
logic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard this on
I think he very well could be the best at the end, but like I just feel like he's the biggest regression candidate we have probably.
I heard this.
And I don't think any of those 3 players have to even regress. I just
Right.
think everyone else has to not play well at all.
Right.
Until come back to earth.
Yeah, just like goose him completely.
Yeah,
But I think, was it the Fantasy Footballers or some other podcast that said Todd Gurley? No, it was another podcast. Todd Gurley is the second leading scorer in PPR on the year. It's Pat Mahomes in front of him, and then Todd Gurley. That's including
That makes sense.
quarterbacks, running backs, all of the above. It's Todd Gurley, number 2 overall.
Well, David Johnson in a standard league had more than quarterbacks that his amazing year. In a standard league, I think. So
Oh my
It's
God.
not surprising.
You know what? You know what I'm looking at right now, though? I think you're wrong, actually, Matt. Do you know how many total points Todd Gurley has this year?
I have no idea.
gotta have more.
240.1.
It's got to be more than.
240.1.
So is that
Oh my
more?
gosh.
Oh
in
yeah, he's
8
got.
weeks.
Oh yeah, he's got way
He's
more
on
than
pace
Mahomes.
for 480 points.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he
That
definitely
is
has.
a league record. That's like 3 RB1s.
That
Yeah.
is insanity.
That is awesome. Wow.
Anyway,
He is
yeah,
all.
This
he
is
Gurley.
this is why Caleb doesn't need these other positions. So
All right. Moving on to number 5, we have Bubonic Plague. We're all pretty consistent there. Number 6, consensus across the board. The view from the 417.
who
So-
I just want to stop and congratulate once again.
Right.
Yes.
I just-
Steven.
Nobody has a better excuse for having a crappy year than he does, and he's got an amazing team. So
Right.
He has
anyway,
scratched and clawed his way back. AP is legit. Philip Lindsay is a stud. Galladay just got way more valuable. He's
Yeah.
solid from top to bottom, and I would say probably has the best depth in the league, or one of the best depths.
you got to give him credit. Anyway,
And Andrew Luck has been a beast. Yep.
Yeah, and guys, I'm gonna kind of blitz here. Well, not yet, probably. Number 7 is Kyle is gonna really win. So why don't you guys discuss that really quick? Like, why, Blake? Why do you have him so low?
Why do I have him so low? I think I was the highest of all of us.
You are
So,
you are correct.
Kyle, where did you artificially have yourself?
I could not hear Matt for whatever reason then, so I'm going to assume he was telling me to debate something about my team ranking. Is that correct?
No, we were just trying to figure out where you were, like where you had yourself.
Oh, like 11.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yes.
I
I'm
mean,
putting-
I think I still, like, talent-wise, he's still really, really good. and
Oh.
that's why I have him at 7 still.
Oh, my team rest of
He's got-
season.
yeah.
Like if I could
Yeah,
pick
your team.
any team rest of season, I'd pick my team. But that being said, that doesn't mean crap because they've
You're
still.
already in the hole.
I'm in the hole,
Yeah.
and I've thought that from day one, and it's been surprisingly disappointing. So I'm
Yeah.
going to put them where they belong at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think you're really solid. Your running backs have really started to round out. You just haven't started the right ones necessarily.
Well, since
But,
no, I have started the right ones just about every single week. Actually, it's the tight ends that I haven't. But since you're talking about
Gotcha.
my team, I will bring this up. Matt and I were talking about this before. I was kind of just complaining to him. So what's his name? 50 Shades of Slay is 7-1. I have exactly 5 points less than him on the entire season combined. 5 points less. And it's not like I put up a 200-point week or something crazy. I think my highest scoring
Right.
week is only in the 150s. But
Yeah,
I
you've
have
been solid all year long.
I have losses putting up 129 points, 126 points, 134 points, and this past week 134 and a half. All of those were losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest,
So,
I think
to be frank, I just said that so that you guys would have a talking point for a while because I heard someone knock on the door. So I'm glad this
I
has
also
lasted.
heard someone knock on your
Yes,
door.
I'm glad this has lasted as long as it did. But Blake, go ahead.
But yes, I still think Kyle's team is excellent. Like his sleeper running backs have pretty much all panned out.
Yeah.
And Carrion and Aaron Jones. And then Lamar Miller is going to be solid. And then if Foreman takes over, then he's got him. Receiver, he's really done a good job. Went out and got Beckham. Baldwin has sucked so far, but I think he could be solid. So, and then if and when Fournette comes back, hopefully after the bye, he's going to be like rolling in it.
See,
So-
all of this to me is irrelevant. So
Yeah.
anyway, we stalled long enough, obviously. So
All right.
like I said,
Onward.
I couldn't hear what y'all were saying. But are we on the next one? Is that what we're doing? next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on to number 8, we got Dak to the
Dak.
Future. Nothing really to discuss there. I have him one spot higher. So Evan, it wasn't me again. Tomophilus flu. This is where
I will
we're-
say this. I was probably a little low on Evan because now I like Emmanuel Sanders probably a little more without. I mean, well, I probably like Cortland Sutton about the same as Demarius Thomas, but theoretically Sanders gets a bump. Landry may get a bump with Hugh Moron Jackson not being there anymore.
Yeah, I probably
And
should have.
Zeke and yeah.
I
I
regret
think we're a little
also putting him, now that I'm thinking about it, I regret putting him below Tomophilus Flu, for sure.
Oh, you did?
I
don't
did,
think
and I
did.
yeah, no, y'all, both of y'all didn't.
Oh,
but,
dang, you were way high on Tomophilus.
But, well, I mean, a 4-4 team that somehow is getting it done with, people like James White and Chris Carson
yeah.
who look
Evan,
solid.
I
And,
apologize.
talk-
I should have had you way
So-
higher.
So let's
So,
talk
I mean-
about that. Let's talk about that. So Tomophilus
well, yeah, he's
flu
next on a
has
ranking, so.
yeah, Tomophilus flu has the same record as the View from the 417, yet he is about three
Three
spots
spots.
lower in our power rankings.
Yeah, he's 9, the others are 6. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. His ranking is part of the reason why I put him a little higher. Y'all have him even lower than me. Y'all would have
one
him.
sec. I'm changing this. This is terrible.
Yeah, and you have.
Yeah, I have
Wow, yeah.
Leonard. I just realized I have Leonard's Tourette's above him. So
Well, that's gonna screw up. You probably just keep it because that's gonna screw
yeah,
up. our
I'll
averages and
keep it
stuff.
for now. But just know, Dad, that you are number 9 now.
Or you should be higher.
You
already
probably
was
should
9.
be higher. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so I guess that's 9. So 10 we have somebody we're familiar with.
Yeah. Malignant carcinoma is
Tough
coming
loss,
in
man.
at number
I-
the
10.
malignancy has.
This is
I-
a generous
the malignancy
ranking,
has-
to be honest. I'm surprised you guys have me this high.
I honestly, just for everybody listening, I don't think anyone is 100% out of it. If anyone could be, normally the worst. I mean, there's a 7-6 team that makes it in, which means Matt, you're actually still in it. I mean,
Jake is the only
technically.
one who may be
But-
for
and I
sure
s-
out.
Well, and I still think there's a way in which a 6 and 7 team could get in with a
Yeah.
really high point total.
I think there's enough parity. Yeah.
Right. So I don't think anybody is like completely out of it. So just keep playing, guys.
Well, and also you want to seed yourself well, even if you don't make the playoffs for the toilet bowl,
This is true.
because you do
Yeah.
not want to be flushed.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll bring it up before I forget. But we do need to discuss trade deadlines. But we can do that later. Anyway, so what was that?
That was number 10. Yep. Let's move on to
11.
11, which is Leonard's Tourette's at 3 and 5. This is also a generous ranking. I feel like I should replace him and or like switch him and Devin Stofunches now that I'm looking at it. My bad. I'll do better on the rankings next week. But yeah, what makes him so bad?
The fact that all of his bench players are droppable and shouldn't be.
Right, I
owned.
should mention that too. Blake
Almost.
has him 3 spots lower than me and Kyle.
He's still got
Sorry,
some
Jack.
people.
I love you, but I have you the worst team in the league.
He still has like Kelsey, Kamara, T.Y. Hilton,
Right.
and Kirk Cousins seems to be putting up pretty good points every week. I mean, and like I've said, it only takes a couple guys to somehow.
Doesn't
make sense, but
team management ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
That's
pretty
very
much.
true.
Yeah, he's mismanaged
Yeah.
his team more than anyone for sure.
He's had John Ross on his team for 8 weeks.
Yes.
8 weeks. He has Chris Boswell and Matt Prater. He has Jeremy Hill in his IR.
Hey, he
spot,
really
as
likes
if
him, man.
He's going to
He's a
magically
sleeper.
come back and make it back.
So, anyway, finally, last but probably shouldn't be least, Devin's toe funches. Who
I
got-
did not
oh.
have you last, Jake.
Oh, but by the way, we should congratulate him on his first win of the year.
Yes.
I am not congratulating
Congratulations!
you.
Jake.
As a person who knows, it is not easy to come by wins in this league. So, much praise for sure.
For sure. Kyle, I believe you have a stat of the week.
I do have a stat of the week ready. So we saw several weeks ago, and I think we even mentioned on the podcast, that the number one fantasy wide receiver, Adam Thielen, had set and surpassed a record for most 100-yard games consecutively to start a season. Well, now through 8 weeks, he has tied, not just consecutively, not to start the season, excuse me, but consecutively at any point, he has tied Calvin Johnson for most 100-yard games consecutively
That's
at any
crazy.
point. And if he gets one more game, he will have owned the record, which is just bananas.
Wow.
I can say I'm so
Who
impressed.
says that white men can't jump?
Well, anyway, I can say, I mean, an undrafted dude, it's impressive. It's ridiculous. He's amazing.
Yes.
And I was so wrong about him coming into this year, and I wish I
Same.
could take my draft picks back.
Yes. Don't we all? I would have taken
Yes.
Pat Mahomes in the 5th round.
Everything that I did in the draft has led me to this moment.
Screw
No
you, Blake.
regrets.
Screw you.
Your draft,
No regrets.
your draft sucked. It was your trades. It was my trade.
I feel like I should have had a bad draft, and then I could have ended up like Blake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a new strategy that we'll discuss. At a
I'll remember
later
that
time.
next year.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no joke. Anyway,
So-
that is it.
Yeah, we didn't have any.
stat of the
We
week.
didn't have any trades in our league this week, but we did have some trades in the NFL, who is trying to mimic fantasy football apparently.
Booyah.
So, the most notable among them was Demaryius Thomas to the Texans for a 4th rounder. Kyle, let's talk about that real
yeah.
quick. How do you feel as a Texans fan to have Demaryius Thomas?
He was not my first choice, but I am thrilled. I think it was one of the best decisions a GM for the Texans has ever made. I love this new GM we have. I think this is his first season. This past draft was his first draft. And we only gave up a 4th, and then we swapped 7th later. 4th round picks for us have been just disgusting to begin with. Mostly because we've had a crappy GM in the past. I love it. We can cut him after next year for not without losing a ton of cap if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
We're making a playoff push. We're probably going to be we're our first in our division by 2 games. Yeah, 2 games actually, and and I think we got to I think we're good favorites to win the division. So I love the trade, especially with Will Fuller getting hurt. We could use some help. I mean, he's not Will Fuller, but I think he'll fit in nicely if we can get Kiki back and healthy. Man, we're gonna be rolling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I thought this was good for you guys. Blake, any more comments? Oh wow.
No.
Really? All right. Next we
Yeah.
had Golden Tate to the Eagles for a 3rd round pick, and this was insanity. This was crazy, guys.
Yeah, I wanna see what y'all
reactions?
think about this.
Sucked.
I thought. Go ahead, Blake. If you.
I mean, I get it because you're going to be in cap purgatory the next several years because of all the people you signed. So you're going for it now while Wentz is still cheap, and I get it in that vein, but I don't know, 3rd rounder seems steep for Tate, and you didn't even really have a huge need at receiver.
Let's go ahead and tell the people. I think some people probably don't follow it as closely as we do. For those of y'all that don't know, Golden Tate is a unrestricted free agent after this year, meaning he's going to go on the market after the season. So the Eagles literally got him, gave up a 3rd round pick, a player that they would have cheap for 4 years. That's 3rd round pick. You can get a starter in the 3rd round. So they gave up that
Kareem
player.
Hunt was a 3rd round pick.
Right. They gave up that player for 8 games.
Tyreek Hill was a 5th round pick.
They gave up that player for 8 games of Golden Tate this year.
Justin
I'm
Houston
pretty
was
sure
a 3rd
Hunt
round
was a
pick.
2nd round pick, and the Chiefs traded up to get him. But
Who?
Kareem Hunt was a 2nd round pick.
I don't
No,
think so.
Kamara
he
was
was a 3rd
third
I think he
round.
was a 3rd. I do
I
think
am
Kareem Hunt
fact
was 3rd.
checking you right now.
Anyway, but
I
yeah,
think he was in the 80s. Pick
that is it's kind of I can't believe that was the price they paid, and I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't even think they're a lock for the playoffs.
Chiefs select Kareem Hunt, number
Ah,
86.
gosh, dang it.
So, anyway, that is the Golden Tate trade.
All right.
Also,
One.
go
Ty
ahead.
Montgomery basically got cut and
True
sent to
that.
the Ravens.
For
The end.
pretty much, don't fumble.
No. It'll get you sacked.
Yeah, so the team that hates fumbles traded for a guy.
Yeah, I thought that was
fumbles.
also
Right.
ironic because you already have a receiving back that fumbles in Javorie Saleh.
Hey, at least maybe he'll make Alex Collins look
True.
good.
Yeah.
All right, so
All
let's
right.
move into the pooper segment of this show. It's running a little bit long, I believe. So let's just
It is.
rapid fire real quick.
Let's keep it
Kyle,
rolling.
who's your pooper?
I was calling him Must Start, but he is no longer has that name. It's Mostert, the running back for the 49ers.
Former running back, possibly.
I think he's still going to be on the team,
Yes.
but yes.
All right, Blake, who is your pooper?
Dan freaking Bailey. Supposed to be
Yeah.
a bonanza of a game with New Orleans and Minnesota, and he got
There
2
is a
points.
reason
It's
Kyle
pathetic.
dropped him. That was genius, Kyle. That was a great move. Good job.
Oh,
I think that was a dumb move.
All right, and my pooper was like almost everyone on Jack's team because Corey Clement had like 4 rushes for 6 yards, and I think he got a catch, so he actually got 1 point. T.Y. Hilton had 1
T.Y.
catch
Hilton
for
sucked.
34. Chris Hogan sucks as always. Carlos Hyde, just as inefficient as ever on a team that doesn't really use him.
Well, nobody really should have started him anyway.
True.
Yep. Agreed. All right, quick picks. Week 8. Who you got? 417 versus Tomophilus Flu.
I
Kyle.
got 417.
I have Tomophilus. Who do you have, Blake?
I also have Tomophilus. Who do you have between Kyle and the golf balls?
I have, I believe, golf balls.
I have golf balls as well.
Both of y'all are correct.
Back to the Future versus Matt. You got yours out of order, so I don't know.
Malignant
who's playing.
carcinoma?
I picked Back to the Future. Yes, I picked
So
that.
I picked myself.
I also picked
Okay.
Dak.
All right.
Get him, Dak.
Toe Funchess versus You See Me Win.
I'm going with.
I
I picked You
actually.
See Me Win.
Yep.
What do you got, Matt?
I'm going. You see me win.
I actually, because of Saquon on bye and a lot of other injuries and bye weeks, with Melvin Gordon kind of banged up, I'm going with the toe funches.
Yeah, I'm just worried about Demarius Thomas at his new role in the Texans.
Revenge
I'm worried
game.
about Kenyon Drake and his usage.
Okay, final one. I got to run. All right, Belbonic, or no, we've got 50 Shades of Slay
50 Shades
versus, I've got Slay.
versus Leonard's Tourette's.
And then the final one is Chronic Bronchitis versus Belbonic Plague.
Okay, I guess I'll get my pick on the 50 Shades of Slay game. I also have 50 Shades of Slay.
Congrats.
All right, I'm taking Chronic Bronchitis.
I have Belbonic Plague. That's a close one.
Adios. All right.
I never, I have a Russian friend. His name is Artem. I did not know Blake was also Russian. But
Nice.
that was a good one.
All right.
Not even a dad. Just laid that dad joke out there.
All right. So, are we discussing accuracy today?
It hasn't been updated in quite some time.
But I'm
as far as I
still
know.
the most accurate as of right now.
As of like 3
Yes.
weeks ago. Yes.
Hey, I'll take any win I can get,
Congratulations.
man. These
Yep,
days are
yep.
hard to come by.
Speaking of which, I think my FanDuel account should be going up pretty soon. Or DraftKings, or whatever I decide to
Yeah,
do. So, especially if I lose this week, it will be up.
I should probably do that.
In which case, we may have a daily fantasy
Hey, there we go.
segment. Exactly.
Right, and we'll
Yeah.
have a budget because of all the money we
Yeah,
win with FanDuel
Oh,
or
yeah.
DraftKings.
We'll be loaded. Yeah, we'll be able to, never work a day in our lives. So,
Yeah,
Because we're so good at fantasy
yeah.
football.
Obviously, by our records, you can see that. Yeah,
Of course.
and we win
Yeah.
like every year.
Well, exactly. Well, I quit. I'm done here. You have anything else to say?
I will probably not beat any of you from this point on, but it's been a good run.
I'm going to pass it on to Taylor Swift now.
All right. Adios. Like, subscribe, comment. See you later.
Sing it. Sing it, Taylor.
Shake, 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 shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break again. The biggest gonna fake, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake.